Hey there, it's Missy from Shimmerz again, and today I wanted to show you something fun and easy that you can do to create lots of color and texture for your projects using vellum, some acrylic paint, and your Shimmerz sprays. So I have a sheet of vellum here, and this is just some cheap white acrylic paint that you can buy at a craft store or Walmart, and I'm just going to brush some on to the vellum here, and this is going to toughen up the vellum just a little bit, but it's also going to add to the texture. And you know, you don't have to use the paint. You could do this just with the sprays, but I think this paint layer kind of helps it be a little stronger when you have the finished product here, and it's also going to kind of warp your paper. Now you definitely want to like texture and warping for this technique, because vellum, the wetter it gets, the more it's going to start to warp. You're going to see this here. I'm using some pinks and oranges. I've got pretty and pink colorings, pink stilettos colorings, Caribbean sunset vibes, and sweetheart vibes, and I love all four of these colors, and I love them together. And you can see here that this vellum is really wet, and it creates these little mountains and valleys of texture, and you can see the liquid just kind of seeps into those little valleys. And I'm just going to use my brush here to kind of spread it around a little bit more, and it's going to create a really fun look when it's all dry. And you could add as much as you want, you know, but just be aware that the vellum is going to get wavy. You know, it's not going to stay flat, and that's the whole point of this technique, I think, because you want to create that bumpy look in order for it to give it all that texture. So you can give it a little zap with the heat gun. You can let it dry naturally. I'm going to use a napkin here to dab up a little bit and then come back with the heat gun. And I love how this looks. Now the paper is really crunchy. It's really stiff and it feels bumpy to the touch. But what I'm going to do is cut off the excess piece here to make it close to the edge, and I'm going to use my heart punch and create some hearts. And I know I use hearts a lot. You could do squares, circles, banners, whatever punch shape you have. And I like to trim close to the edge there so you could get the full effect of the mixed media there with the stamp. Or not the stamp, the punch. So when I run out of room for the big one, I'm going to grab my small heart punch there and use as much of this paper as I can. So I turned something really messy into something neat with these hearts. So now you've got messy, neat hearts, and they're very, very textured. You can see the bumps on there. You can see how they're kind of crinkled up, and that's what I love about vellum, is it's crinkly, you know, and you can touch these and it's going to feel very bumpy. And I love how that looks. This is a great way to create your own embellishments. I did another one off camera here with blue and yellow, no yoking and Heidi-Ho blue, just two colors, and it created this really pretty textured look here. And I decided to create a layout using both of these pieces, and here it is. I used some of the blue paper and then the hearts, and used some washi tape from my stash and a couple of embellishments that I had lying around. And I love how this turned out. Look at the texture. I love how that looks. If you love texture and you love mixed media, this is something fun and easy and pretty quick that you could try. Any colors, you can see here the possibilities of colors are endless. This was really fun to do. I definitely want to try this again. So get your hands on some vellum and give it a try.